Hello. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Alan Carr, creator of Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking method. Many top health insurance companies offer to subsidize your service for their policyholders. Why don't governments and national health services use the Alan Carr method?
Well, that's a very good question. We have made progress in several countries. For example, a programme on German television that delivered the Alan Carr method was endorsed by the German Minister of Health, and the Norwegian Minister of Health publicly declared that all smokers should get a copy of our book. But it's been very difficult even to get a meeting with the UK government or National Health Service representatives.
Why is that?
Well, a number of reasons, I think. One is that these bodies are often reluctant to consider a treatment that can't be put in a pill, boxed and prescribed, because it's just more complicated for them. The other is the power of the pharmaceutical industry. In fact, there's a great story out there for any journalist who wants to look into this issue. It's not just the tobacco companies which have a vested interest in nicotine addiction. The pharmaceuticals have as well. There's a huge and highly profitable industry that relies on smokers' continuing dependence on nicotine.
Alan, I've heard you have some controversial views on the effectiveness of smoking bans, which appear to be spreading all over the world.
In the late 1920s, the USA banned alcohol because it was ruining people's lives. Did that solve the problem? No, it merely created another one, organised crime. You can't force people to change their lifestyle just because other people don't approve of it. Many smokers agree with smoking bans in the hope that it'll help them escape from the trap. But just as smokers can't force themselves not to smoke, so bans make smoking appear more essential rather than less so. Each cigarette seems more precious because you've had to wait for it. And if it means you end up smoking less, then the bad effects of your health and wealth are reduced, and so you're less likely to make the attempt to quit.
But what about the people working in smoke-filled offices, bars and clubs, for example, who are damaged by passive smoking?
Well, smoking bans do protect people in the workplace, and for that reason alone I can sympathise with them to an extent. But they're not the answer to the problem. All smokers hate the thought of their children or grandchildren smoking, which means they wish they weren't smokers themselves. Easy Way can enable any smoker to quit. So let's remove this addiction from the planet, then passive smoking will cease to be an issue.
Apart from smoking, how else has your method been used?
Easy Way has been successfully applied to all drug addictions, including alcohol, cannabis, heroin and cocaine. And we also have a successful weight control program.
People often think that you're American, although you're obviously English. Why do they make that mistake?
I don't know.
Well, I think it's because Alan's method is easy, full of positive messages and highly successful. Characteristics that some people might tend to associate with Americans rather than the English. Ironically, even in the UK, Alan is still sometimes hailed as the world-famous American stop-smoking guru.
Alan, how does it feel to have written a book that has sold 6 million copies and have a network of stop-smoking clinics that spans the globe?
It feels fantastic, but there are still millions of smokers out there who need our help.
And finally, Alan, for those people watching this interview, before viewing the main programme, why should this DVD work for them?
Because it is easy to stop smoking. That's a fact. Easy Way doesn't make it easy. It simply removes the illusions and misconceptions that make it difficult. I can't explain how it works in just a few minutes, and even if I tried, you'd probably miss the point. But I guarantee that if you absorb the program with an open mind and follow the simple instructions, you'll become a happy non-smoker. So why not just sit back, relax, and enjoy the process?